you can see all your layers. There's your chicken layer, there's your duck layer, and of course here's your turkey layer.
Good morning. Today we're going to learn how to make a turducken. Turducken, what's that? I don't know, but I sure like the word turducken. Say it along with me, turducken. I'm with Chef JP, who's going to show us how to make a turducken, but first of all, he's going to tell us what is a turducken.
Well, basically a turducken is a dish made up of 3 different kinds of poultry, a turkey, a duck, and a chicken, so turducken. And then it's made up of 3 different kinds of stuffings. You have a savory, traditional turkey stuffing, a cornbread stuffing with dried cherries and with sausage, and then a sweet stuffing made with cranberry sauce.
Now, are there any bones? Do you take the bones in or do you leave the bones out?
In order to make this, you debone all 3 of the birds. So you will debone the turkey, and then you'll put stuffing on top of the turkey. Then you'll debone the duck, put the duck on top of that, put another stuffing on top of the duck, debone the chicken, put it on top of the duck, and then a final stuffing, and then everything gets wrapped back up together so it looks like a regular turkey when you're done, but when you come to carving it, it's got no bones in it, so you can slice right across and you'll have beautiful slices that have turkey on the outside, duck in the next layer, and then chicken in the final middle layer with all the stuff.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. For you fast learners, go and make it because he just told you how to do it. It's a layer of turkey, a layer of stuffing, a layer of duck, a layer of stuffing, a layer of chicken, a layer of stuffing, all rolled up. Go to it. But for those of you that want the special recipe and want to see it piece by piece, stay tuned. We're going to show how to do it inch by inch.
All right, so now we have the actual ingredients to look at. For the stuffings, first of all, you're going to have your plain traditional stuffing, which is bread cubes, ordinary bread, and then some chicken stock, butter, celery, onion, some poultry seasoning. That will be used to make your traditional savory stuffing. The second stuffing will be your cornbread stuffing. So you need some cornbread cubes. It's kind of like a plain ordinary savory stuffing, but you add to it a few more ingredients. You've got some fresh herbs, parsley, sage, and thyme. Also some fresh sausage, pork sausage, just a sweet sausage. And then another 2 ingredients that are kind of special. And one is the dried cherries and also some prunes, some dried prunes. The final stuffing is made up of equal parts of the 2 previous stuffings, plus you add to it some cranberry sauce and some pecans. And you're going to slightly toast the pecans in a fry pan just before using the pecans for the stuffing. The other thing you need is the 3 birds. So you've got a turkey. You want a smallish turkey, maybe 10 pounds, 12 pounds at the most. A duck, a young duck. You're talking about a 4-pound duck probably. And then a chicken, again, a small chicken like a fryer, 2 pounds, 3 pounds at the most. And then you need some special tools, not very special, but you need some kitchen shears. Ideally, if you don't have kitchen shears, you can do it without. Just make sure you have a good knife. And ideally, you should have a boning knife. A boning knife makes the job of boning these 3 birds much easier. And finally, you need some long skewers. Metal skewers work best, but wooden skewers will work as well.
Okay, we've got all the preparation for the 3 stuffings done. Now it comes time for the difficult part. One of the barriers of making a turducken is deboning the birds. Okay, JP, what do we do? How does that happen?
Fairly simple process. It's really a 3-step process. You cut out the backbone. Once you've cut out the backbone, now you have access to the rib cage. You bone along the rib cage, remove the rib cage, and then all you're left to do is bone the legs. And that's basically it. It takes a little bit of time, but once you get started, it's pretty easy.
3-step process, and it's times 3 because it's exactly the same process for the 3 birds.
All right, so we're at the step of taking the bone, the backbone out of the turkey. You take your kitchen shears and you just start cutting along the backbone in a turkey has a pretty big backbone, so it's actually the toughest to do compared to all three of your birds. But with a little bit of pressure, and if you need to, you can also use a good sized knife. If you're encountering a spot where it's really hard to go through with your scissors, you can use a good quality knife as well. All right, so now the backbone is out, and as you can see, once the backbone is out, you can actually see the rib cage. You see part of the ribs here. This is what you want to take out next. You want to take out this whole rib cage. And you're going to just use your boning knife to go along that rib cage bone so that you are removing all of the rib cage from the bird. So at this point, you're 90% done with taking the rib cage out. The only thing you have to be careful of is you'll see that you've got this major big bone, and it goes right to the skin, basically. So you want to be careful when you're cutting around this, because if you cut too deep, you're actually going to cut the skin. And you try not to cut the skin if you possibly can. So you just want to slowly cut around this bone, and same thing on the other side. And here we have it. It's out. That's the backbone, rib cage, all out. And of course you want to use that for making a really good stock. So at this stage, what you've done is you've taken the backbone out, you've taken the rib cage out. Now you have full access to the legs, and you're going to take the bones off the legs except for the last joint. You're going to leave the last joint onto the legs and onto the wings in order to keep the turkey have a shape, and in order to roast properly and be able to tie it together properly. So we're doing the same thing, boning the meat from the turkey. Now we're at the duck. The big difference really between the turkey and the duck is in the chicken. Once you get to the turkey, you have to be careful. But with the duck and the chicken, it's really not so important. They're inside, you don't see them, so you can be, really it's kind of much easier because you're not worried about if you cut a little bit of skin or whatever, big deal. Also, a turkey is relatively lean compared to a duck. Duck has lots of fat. You want to take those big layers of extra, fat from the duck. And with all of your turkey, duck, and chicken bones and bits of meat and scraps and stuff, that all goes into a pot, and it's going to make a wonderful, rich poultry stock that you can use for making soups, for making sauces. So at this point, we're ready to assemble. We have our 3 birds that have been deboned, and we have our 3 stuffings, and we're going to start putting them together. Look at your turkey. You want to, if there's any extra liquid, you just want to take that out. Use, use paper towel. Don't use your kitchen towel. Just make sure it's nice and dry. Once it's nice and dry, you're going to put some salt and pepper on the inside of the bird. It's a good sized bird, so you want to put a generous amount, but not to excess. And so fresh salt and some fresh pepper. Again, generous amount, but not to excess. All right, that's done. So now you go, on top of this goes your plain traditional stuffings. Take your duck. Remember, on the duck we took out the excess fat. We left the skin, but we took out the excess fat. So the excess layers are gone. So you're left with mostly just your meat and skin. This is a cornbread stuffing that also has the sausage in it. It also has the cherries in it, and it has the prunes. And of course, any of these stuffings is your choice of stuffing. Whatever stuffing you really like, you can use. There's no special, only one stuffing is correct stuffing. Whatever stuffing you like and you think would be good with your turducken, use that. On, same idea again. We're going to put our chicken on. So you've got the stuffings. Now we need to put the birds back together, basically, is what we're doing. And we're using a skewer to hold the skin together, so just until we get all the birds put together, basically. These skewers will come out after.
So I noticed you got the legs on the turkey still, and the front little wings on the turkey, the stubs of them.
Right.
And that helps with keeping a shape for the bird, correct?
Yeah, it keeps the bird in shape. If you took that out, it would be really difficult to cook this as a turkey, to have it look as a turkey. It would just be a bunch of meat. I like to actually take a little bit of string and string my turkey so that it will stay together properly through the cooking process. It makes it much easier and a nicer presentation. So I'm going to do that next. Try to get a roasting pan where the turkey will just fit perfectly, so it holds the shape even better as well. Just going to put a little bit of olive oil on top of the bird, and you want to just rub that all over the bird. This helps with the browning of the skin. Finish it with a little bit of fresh ground pepper. It goes in the oven at 325. And you're going to cook it for about 4 to 5 hours. You need to check it with a meat probe. Make sure that the center of the bird is at 165 and the meaty parts, like the legs and the breast, is at 180 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, here we are. It's been in the oven not as long as we expected, and it smelled so good we had to pull it out, and we're going to reveal it. Chef Jean-Pierre, do you mind doing the reveal for us?
It'd be my pleasure. All right, so it's been 4 hours, just a little under, at 325 in the oven, and here it is.
Oh my God, that looks fantastic.
Doesn't that look like the perfect turkey? I mean, come on, this is beautiful.
I've been accused of being a turkey, but not as good looking as that.
All right, so now we're going to take the legs, and they come right off, so we'll put them on our platter for serving purposes. Also, the dark meat that normally is in the thighs will be ready to just put into your serving platter as well, next to the legs. All of that meat is readily available right from because there are no longer any bones hindering that part. And then basically you're going to start to cut across the turkey. Unlike the normal process for cutting a turkey where you just go down the breast, you're going to go across the breast for nice slices. And here's a slice. This is what it should look like. You've got chicken on the inside, you've got the duck, and then you have the turkey. And these are your slices that you're going to serve to your guests.
I think things sound better when you say, ta-da! So I'm going to say that. Turducken, ta-da! Here we have the final meal all prepared. Chef Jean-Pierre.
Look at this beautiful cuts of turducken. You have this wonderful combination of chicken, stuffing, duck, turkey. We have this homemade cranberry sauce with whole cranberries, a gravy that's to die for, beautiful salad, fresh salad, some rice. It's just a perfect meal. Here's to turducken done the right way.
Turducken.
Turducken.
Ta-da!